Hello, hello, hello. What is going on tonight, everyone? How's everyone doing? D-Many, what's up? Probably less known as Saffron Olive. Hey, hey, hey. Fierce, Snork, Tacker Black Angel. What's up, everyone? Yeah, this deck, whew, I don't know. This is going to be interesting. So, this deck is from the instant deck text. So here's the thing. We got to talk about this deck for a minute. So thanks everyone. WWE Fan N. So oh, well, awesome. I'm glad you have something to do this summer. So this deck, got to talk about this deck real quick. So this was on the instant deck text. It got a lot of pluses and likes and comments, whatever. So we got to play it. The problem is this deck is 87 cards, including the sideboard, 72 in the 72 in the main deck. It only has 30 lands, which is a little crazy for 72 cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a couple of two-player queues with the deck as it currently is, because I'm really worried that 72 cards just isn't going to work. Yes, D-Many, you are now officially a mod. I need more mods, and hopefully that's okay, but you're always in the stream, so I made you a mod. Hopefully that's okay. I can unmod if that's a problem, D-Many. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So we're gonna play a couple of two-player queues with the deck as it is, and then we will cut out some cards if it's not working. So that's the plan. Start out just as it is with the full 87, play a couple matches, see maybe it's better than we think, and then we'll cut down some after there. Cut some cards down after that if it doesn't work. Yeah, Oath of Gideon is suspect. 30 lands in a 72 card main deck is suspect. I don't know about so many Wraths. There's 8 Wraths. I don't know. So we're gonna run it through a two-player queue, and then we have the option tonight as well, excuse me, of possibly doing some Momir. What's up, Sort? I'm doing well. How are you? So we might close out tonight with Momir, since we haven't played Momir this week. And it's not impossible, if everyone really hates Mardu Superfriends, that we'd play more Momir. So anyway, before we jump into our first match, I need to update. It says 5-color slivers. That's not correct. But reminders, if you haven't followed the Twitch, that would be awesome. It'll keep you up to date on when we're streaming, which this is the last stream of the week, but then Tuesdays we'll be back for the next one. If you want to support the stream, you can get a playmat from the link. And also, if you want to see old streams, like yesterday's... What did we play yesterday? Oh, 5-color slivers. You can find them on the MTG Goldfish Replay channel, so you can follow that as well. So anyway, let's try a two-player queue and see how this goes. Did I typo super? I typoed. All right. Let me fix that. Super field? Mardu Superfields. Sweet. Thanks for the follow, Cood. Our playmats do ship to the UK. We are shipping worldwide with our playmats. We're starting with Mardu Superfriends. Momir would be to close out the stream. So let's see if this deck can actually work. Hopefully we don't run into like Infect or Burn. There's just going to be so much variance. So, alright, Mardu Superfriends. And then I figured everyone could kind of help rebuild it if we need to. Suggestions for Against the Odds. The best way to reach me is either on Twitter, at Saffron Olive, or you can get me at saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com. So either one of those, whatever works for you. So let's give it a shot. We'll play first, and... Alright. We got a Terminus and a Path. I guess this is what this deck looks like. How many people run MTG Goldfish? There are basically 2 of us that really run it. Richard owns the site, does all the coding, all the back-end stuff. I'm in charge of the content, and I do all that end of stuff. And then we have a couple of other people. Tomer, of course, does the commander stuff. And then Jake does Pauper. So, yes, Beard Cam is, I guess, going to have to happen. CSL is Ironroot Chef, which should be interesting. Funny story about Primal Surge, D-Many. So when I went to build last week's Against the Odds deck with Coalition Victory, this is actually kind of embarrassing. I went to build Coalition Victory, and I built a Primal Surge deck with Coalition Victory as the finisher, because I thought that Coalition Victory was an enchantment for some reason. So I had to scrap the entire thing when I realized that it obviously wouldn't work. Is there any way to abuse Terminus? I mean, you can miracle it if you draw it off the top, but not really. Hey, Seth. Heya. Seth, I got my days mixed up and said I wouldn't be here because I was drafting Eternal Masters, but I'm here, finish up 8-Wack and Pauper deck on Moto. Sweet. Well, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, well, that's all to Richard. Don't know. Like, as far as actual site stuff, the coding and design, that's all Richard, and he's very good at it. Yeah, maybe I'll just have to redo it. What is our opponent, like, triple queuing? How big is my physical collection? Well, my physical collection is very big, but not very good at the moment. In the paper world, I mostly buy and sell cards. Buy collections, sell cards. So I think I have, I don't know, close to 200,000 cards in my closet right now. But the total value of those 200,000 cards is probably less than $2 grand. A lot of bulk. Alright, another Planeswalker. MTG Goldfish is Richard's day job. He is a... that is what he does. It's actually my day job too at this point, so we are both full-time employees, but Richard does all the, I guess, more important stuff. I'm just the content guy. He's the one that knows how to actually build web pages and code and all that stuff, which that is not my expertise. I was trying to think of the name of it. He's like a... I keep wanting to say computer technician, but that's not it. Like a programmer or whatever. There's a better term for it, but that's... that is Richard. Says stream mod now, D-Many. Cart pusher by day, stream mod by night. Like Batman. How do you earn real money? Web designer, IT department... Webmaster, software engineer. That was the term I think I was looking for. And I am a purveyor of jank. Good evening, Luno. Also, thanks for the follows. I missed a couple. Yeah, ever since that little run-in last week, I figured we need more mods, so I'm gonna actively be trying to add mods over the next few streams. I guess we'll just lead on Soren, because if they're gonna counter one, Soren's probably the one we'd rather have countered. Ooh, no countering? We really need a Cavern of Souls for planeswalkers. Why do we not have that? Yeah, I mean, that's what this deck does. I think we just start jamming planeswalkers and hope for the best. Oh, we actually had a troll in the stream last week that went pretty over the top, and we didn't really have any mods. I didn't even know how to, like, ban someone. So it was a little messy. And now that we actually have like 500, 600, 700 people in the stream pretty regularly, I figured that we should probably mod it up a bit. Yeah, but Seiju is only instants or sorceries. I was just in a debate on Twitter, actually, with Evan Irwin and a couple other people about mismatched lands and how many percentage points you get from those. Love the mono green Aurora deck, super sick budget option. I'm building a green-white version that's very non-budget. Sweet. I guess we could play a game of that at some point, too. If 87 card Mardu Superfriends doesn't work out as well as we'd like. Oh no, Spreading Seas. Does that... I guess it doesn't ruin our day too much. So I think we'd rather play a Johnny Vengeant here than Gideon. So let's just a Johnny Vengeant. This way we can start keeping our opponent's resources in check. And if we ever ultimate, we're going to win. Mr. Silicon, thank you for the follow. And anyone else that I missed. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I really like the mono green Aurora deck. Obviously, I don't think it's tier 1 or anything, but Evelair, I'm glad you get a chance to watch live. Awesome. Alright, there's the Blood Moon, which means we probably aren't going to cast anything ever again. We need our Karns and our Ugins. There's an Ugin. Well, if we can just live until Ugin, that would be sweet. How did the Commander Clash recording go? There was some Moto fails. That was my takeaway from last night's Commander Clash. Lord Fabby, thank you for the follow. I think Moto killed as many people as other players. Or almost as many. Bach Wagenstein, thank you. So what was the punt now? Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Well, we're going to destroy all of our opponent's islands, so it's probably not going to matter. I think we are not going to play Ugin yet, though. I don't really want to get Ugin countered. Our opponent's only got 3 cards in hand, and they're going to have to do something to pressure this Ajani. Or they're just going to lose to Ajani. Why aren't there bolts in this list? I don't know. 87 cards, and there's not a bolt. Pittsburgh Phil, thank you for the follow. I will start keeping islands tapped now. Is Crackling Doom modern playable? I would assume it'd be more sideboard play, if anything. Double, thank you for the follow. Fidelkin Shackles. That's not going to be very good in this matchup. Yeah, 87 cards is many cards. Really like the content you create. I think you guys are an awesome team. My question is, I've been trying to design a deck with Thing in the Ice for Modern. How competitive do you think Thing in the Ice is? I think there can be a competitive Thing in the Ice deck. There really hasn't been one yet, but I think there will be. I think it's possible there will be. Do we slam Ugin into the face of a remand? Well, I guess if they remand it, we just cast it again, so yes, why not? Leave our planes up. Alright. You got a remand, opponent? Whoa! No remand. Well, let's just ping our opponent. We'll just play through the Blood Moon. Thanks for the follows, everyone. Yeah, I guess that's what this deck has to do. You just gotta slam planeswalkers. Oh, yeah. I'm on my recording setup. Let me move Moto over a bit. Ugin is off the screen. There we go. Fixed it. Thanks for pointing that out, someone. Oops. There we go. Yeah, Ugin's back. I don't think our opponent can beat this, though. I guess we can just go for ultimate Ugin. That seems pretty good. Bluegin. Did anyone watch the Scarecrow Against the Odds? Oh, Scarecrows. Now we even have a sudden shock. And we're to ultimate Ugin time. Ultimating Ugin in this deck seems insane. Can you imagine how many planeswalkers we can put on the battlefield if we ultimate Ugin? That is a high number. Uh-oh. Cryptic. Bounce a Johnny? Why would you bounce a Johnny? Yeah, Scarecrows were interesting. Why wouldn't you bounce Ugin? Ugin is going to ultimate and put 1,000,000 planeswalkers into play. Do they have an answer? Keranos? Sure. Unless they can deal with Ugin, it's not going to matter. Whoa! Alright. Well, I guess it's Planeswalker time. So let's... ultimate Ugin. Draw 7. Put 7 permanents into play. Oh, let's see. Sorin, Karn, Ajani, Gideon. What else do we have? Nothing? Coalition Relic. Well, that was good. I think we're in good shape now. Alright, so let's get rid of the card. And our opponent scoops it up. Oh, that was so good. Alright, well, maybe 87 cards is correct. We have some sideboard options. Yeah, it's sweet when we ultimate an Ugin. I don't know how consistently that'll happen, but yeah, they definitely should have bounced Ugin. Is this deck legit? I don't know about that. Yep, alright, stream over. Mission accomplished. So Blue Moon. Defense Grid could probably be good. I don't know why they got rid of Ajani. Ajani was only at 6. It wasn't even to ultimating yet. So, I don't even know. Leyline of Sanctity could be alright. Rest in Peace, Stony Silence, Graph Digger's Cage, Angel's Grace. Bouncing Ugin would have been game over? I didn't build it. The 72 cards was not for me. I have a purple dot on the top left, by the way. I'm so confused. Hey, what's up, Agent? Blade Man. What are you giving me a punt for now? A punt during sideboarding? I haven't even done anything yet. Just bring in everything. Alright, I guess we go down Oath of Gideon. And try it like that. Is there an option to contact you without contact? Yeah, you can get in touch with me at saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com or on Twitter. Those are the best options. Ugh. And now we get this hand. Alright, we got a mulligan. 2 swamps. Mismatched swamps is not where we want to be. This is better. Let's put Sacred Foundry to the bottom. Yeah, Wrath probably isn't good. Oh, people are punting the deck? Okay. I don't see a purple dot. From the left, top of the screen. I don't know what any of y'all are talking about. saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com. Yes. saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com goes to me. Yeah, we could play Battle of Wits in here. The mismatched lands are actually by accident. We can fix it after this round. When you download a list from a website, Moto just puts in whatever random lands it wants. Oh, the purple dot is part of Twitch. Alright, well, it's not my fault then. Let's Thoughtseize our opponent. Ah, okay. Well, blame Twitch then. And Mana Leak? What? I thought this deck only played Remand. Well, Blood Moon here is not the end of the world because we have Coalition Relic. My lands are like 50-50 as far as being mismatched or not. Opponent passes. Oh my god. Okay. Things are getting worse. We just got stifled by Shadow of a Doubt. Arid Mesa. Well, I guess we crack it right now to avoid Shadow of a Doubt. So we gotta get a basic. I guess we can get a basic Plains or Mountain. Chandra's, Ras. Let's get a Plains. Alright, Plains go. Bolt to the face. Yeah, I play White Borders sometimes to tilt people. There's the Blood Moon, which is fine because we have Coalition Relic. And now everything's a mountain. Like our Polluted Delta, for example. So Coalition Relic seems really important to this deck. Are we really gonna beat a real deck? Our opponent's on Blue Moon. Oh, Mono Green Aurora time? Yeah, that deck is sweet. I think you'll have fun with it. Our opponent is going to pass, so we're going to charge up our Coalition Relic. Nice, White Border Tron lands. Yep, we're playing the noob deck. 87 cards. I guess that is slightly noobish. Add mana. Our opponent can't Cryptic. Well, let's play a Swamp. If we wait one more turn, though, we can pay for Mana Leak. Yeah, let's jam it. You got a leak, you got a leak. I don't even know. We have so many Planeswalkers. Maybe we don't have Nahiri. Nahiri would be really good against Blood Moon. Nahiri's probably the best Planeswalker in Modern at the moment, actually. Echo B, thank you for the follow. Get the bot that tells what game we're in, who leads, etc. That would be super helpful. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll have to look at the bot and see if I can add that in. I mean, we kind of have it along the top, but I don't update it every... I update it every match, but I don't always update it every game. We had a mana from Coalition relic. We had got a charge counter on it, so we had a free mana from that. Bronze Kneecap, thank you for the follow. Oh, I guess you can see from the bot. Sweet. So let's put a charge counter on there. No Pyromancer, I don't think. There's Flamecaller. Ugh. I wish I had taken out the Wraths now. I don't know what I would have brought in, but the Wraths are not very good to continually draw. I had X2 Liliana of the Veil in a box here at home. Oh, that's a bummer. Liliana is not the kind of card you want to misplace. It's expensive. Opponent is passing. We will keep charging up our Coalition relic. Ghost Quarter is a mountain. Well, I guess we're back to the try to ultimate Ajani plan, since the rest of our hand doesn't do anything. If you do exclamation point deck, it'll bring you a link. Is Relic a hedge against Blood Moon, or is it just for ramping, playing multiple walkers? I think it's mostly for ramping and playing planeswalkers. We have a lot of expensive cards in this deck, but it is also a hedge against Blood Moon. There's a Punt Threshold command? Opponent's waiting for you to play Ugin. Yep. Gotta play the Ugin before they bounce our Ajani. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking on that play. Hopefully they're just drawing all cryptics that they can't cast because they're locked behind their own Blood Moon. And more lands. Well, our hand isn't doing anything, but it's kind of okay because neither is our opponent's. Ah, I see. I think we're okay for now, but maybe in the future, if we get lots of punts. So far, the deck it won a game. It ultimated Ugin the very first game we played with it. What kind of metagame is modern Grixis control best suited? Ooh, I haven't really thought about that. You want me to cast the Wrath just so you don't have to look at it? How about if I make it big and leave it in the middle of the screen? Man, we only got 30 lands in this deck. Well, 2 more turns and we can ultimate Ajani, which should be pretty good. Burn is your worst matchup with Grixis control. Tron is a close second. That makes sense. I don't think LSV's played this deck. I don't know if anyone else has played this deck. Our opponent is to the discarding stage. And another Blood Moon. We will not Terminus. Oh, are we really going to ultimate Ajani? They're going to have to start throwing bolts or something. Well, 30 lands out of a 87 card deck. So it's less than it seems like. What's the best way to prep for the Legacy Gauntlet? I guess just familiarize yourself with the decks that are in the Gauntlet so you can get used to it. Mirkin. Well, I'm glad you're finally home to watch. Pia and Karen Nunlar. Wow. Well, I think we're just gonna win. What are the odds? And that's a semi-real deck. Blue Moon is a real deck. Oh. Alright, let's put a charge counter. Another land, of course. Yeah, Promopia. Do we just destroy all their lands? Or do we try to get greedy and wait one more turn? Alright, let's just do it. One-sided Armageddon. So we're up to 2 Planeswalker Ultimates. Then let's go to our second main phase. We're going to have our opponent down to just a Blood Moon. I want to start playing Moto. Which of your budget decks should I choose? In Modern, probably Goblins or Burn are the most competitive. In Standard, the Clue Flash deck is pretty competitive. The Aurora deck is competitive depending on the matchups. There still can be some bad matchups with it. So those are some options I would look at. Oh my goodness. So many lands. I have played a Modern Possibility Storm deck. I don't think I still have it built, but it was pretty spicy. Our opponent tried to crack their fetch, but they have a Blood Moon. Momir is very budget. 4 lands in a row. Feels like we've drawn 8 or 9. Maybe 10 lands in a row. Are we going to destroy all our opponent's lands and then still lose? Is that where we're at in this game? Shambling Vent is now officially a mountain, thanks to Blood Moon. For Pauper, would you recommend 5 or 2 color boggles? You'd probably have to ask Jake. I do not know the intricacies of boggles in... There's a Planeswalker. Sweet. So let's just Chandra, and I think we just 0 Chandra to get a new hand. Because I don't really like all the cards in our current hand. 1, 2, alright, let's Inquisition, see what is in our opponent's hand. Blood Moon, Leak, Remand, Spell Pierce, Double Cryptic. I guess we take Leak, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, because we are now going to slam Chandra. Or Elspeth after the Chandra. And it's pretty much all over. So we cast 2 6-mana Planeswalkers this turn. Oh. Our opponent said nice stack. A little slow. In this case, I'm super slow, so it's fine. It is a little slow, but we got him. Oh, alright, well, so far, apparently this deck is actually working. Let's try another one. Maybe that's just a really good matchup. Alright, try another one. Played an interesting Autumnal Gloom deck that was getting Delirium crazy fast to turn on the Tree Folk. That sounds cool. Well, the problem is this is an 87 card deck, so we were kind of just trying it out. I thought we were going to have to trim down to, like, rebuild to a more reasonable size, but I wanted to try it out in its instant deck tech form first. We probably will still trim it down to size at some point. Alright, Inquisition. Oh no. Probe, Become Immense, Double Street Wraith. Well, let's take Thoughtseize. I didn't build this deck. This is one from our instant deck techs. So someone else built it. We're just testing it out. Yeah, 87 cards is ideal. I've heard some arguments recently for 61 cards, but I've never heard a good argument for 87. It seems sweet though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised they kept that hand, but I guess they had a lot of redraws. This was from, this didn't 5-0 League. It was from like a IQ or something. They showed up in an event, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was a like qualifier for something like that, invitational qualifier. And yeah, we're set up good against Mill. Yeah, there's a Karn. We're a bit away from casting it, but that's okay. Ooh, Ghost Quarter, they play 0 basics? The problem is, I don't even know if we want to Strip Mind. We kind of want to cast 7 drops in a reasonable time. Opponent shocks down to 10. Mountain, go. Well, we get a Sorin next turn. Is the plan to do Ultimate Sorin or just use him for life tokens? I guess our plan is for our opponent to use Scoop for no reason. So, alright. They shouldn't have kept that hand. So against this deck, Angel's Grace seems pretty sweet. To fizzle one of their big attacks, maybe. Maybe Timely Reinforcements? So this deck is so far undefeated. I just don't know why they kept that hand. Alright, any more sideboarding suggestions? Extraction? Alright. Yeah, our hand wasn't even good. Our opponent's playing Suicide Zoo. Yeah, Timely seems alright. Sudden Shock seems alright. I mean, probably cut a Terminus. Rest in Peace. Alright, I mean, we have so many cards. What's a couple more? We actually can't cut down to 60 during sideboard. You have to keep the same amount in your main deck. No Timely? Timely gains us life, though. Maybe, I don't know. This deck is unique, I would say. Jolly. Close enough. Yeah, we drew so many lands we cast Chandra and Elspeth in the same turn. Well, I guess this could be alright. Yeah, they did kind of shock themselves right out of the game. Why doesn't this deck run the Nahiri combo? I don't know. We're playing it exactly like our opponent. Like our opponent. Not our opponent. Kind of feels like our opponent. Exactly like the deck's original creator made it. Swift Spear time. They're going to start probing. There's a probe. Not a fan of Shatterstorm and Stony Silence. I mean, so far we're winning-ish. I don't know about this game, especially on the draw, but... Bobble. 74 cards would be bad. Alright, getting hit for 3. Come on, good draw. Oh, that would have been better in one more turn. Well, that's Godless Shrine. Inquisition. Alright, I guess we can do that. They can win without Death Shadow, though. Let's take a look at their deck. We'll take the Shadow. So, yeah, pretty typical. Battle Rages, Pump Spells. They're really light on creatures. Yeah, they have Step Links as well. But, okay. Oh, yep. What's up, Stu? Fourth, thank you for the follow. So yeah, let's just pass. I don't think we're gonna win this game. Austin the Nerd, thank you for the follow. Opponent draws. Nap time. Yeah, we're pretty dead. We need to draw Path to Exile, and we need to draw it quick. Good Instincts, thank you for the follow. Opponent's down to 11. Thoughtseize, sure. Any chance on a mill ally deck? Maybe someday. Jarpin, thank you for the follow. Sample hands of this deck? They would probably not be pretty. Hey Austin, awesome. I'm glad you enjoy the YouTube videos, and hopefully you like the stream. Fearless, thank you for the follow. Alright, so we're taking 2, down to 11. Bloodstainmire, go. Does this deck utilize Terminus efficiently? Or how does it? It does not. It is playing 87 cards, and you're just hoping you draw it off the top at the right time. Damnation would likely be better. I don't know, I guess you can randomly just luck into it, but... Probe. Are we gonna die here? Our opponent can't do too much more. They're down to 4. Oh, they have a bobble. Yeah, we might just be dead. That's true. That is the answer to most questions about this deck. Do they have another spell of some kind? They have the Battle Rage, but that's not lethal yet. There's Battle Rage. Cracks Bobble. Alright. Down to 3. Cracking Bloodstainmire. So, out of this huge deck of cards, we need to draw a Path to Exile, I think. That's our only real out. And... alright. We'll go out on our own terms. Yeah, fair enough. Well, that didn't go so well. Oh, this deck. We got our sudden shocks. Maybe we want the Terminuses just so we can luck into them over the Wrath of Gods. Because this deck is pretty fast. The odds of us just getting to Wrath of God probably are not that high. I guess Bonfire does the same thing. Alright. Oh, we gotta add another card. Think Oath is good? Yeah. I guess Timely is actually pretty bad. Alright, let's try it like that. We ain't dropping card. Remember when we ultimated Ugin? That was so sweet. We don't want to give up our chance for that. Oh, man. No black mana. Mull to... Alright, we got a mulligan. Oh. So, about this. I guess we can hope they only have one creature. Okay. Oh, so this is more what I was expecting from this deck. This was one of the most popular instant deck techs. And Thoughtseize. The first hand was so unlikely to win in this matchup. It was so slow. This is 87 card Mardu Superfriends. Coalition Relic. Alright, Swamp, go. And Angel's Grace for a Fog. How much do you think you'll adjust the list for the video series? I don't know if this will make it in the video series or not. Now, our opponent is paying life like crazy because they're trying to power up Death Shadow. There's a Step Links. And a Nicodle. Alright, so now lucking into a Terminus would be sweet. That could win us the game. So we're going to get a white source just in case we happen to flip a Terminus. We do not. So let's Ghost Quarter and Coalition Relic. Thanks for the follow, SD. Yes, it's a confusing deck. I didn't build this deck. Someone built it. They top 8'd a SCG IQ or something with it. So that's where this deck came from. And maybe they were very concerned about mill. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed they didn't go up to full commander deck size. If you're going to play this many cards, you might as well just go all the way up to 100. Also make it singleton. I guess it's also possible the IQ they won had like 6 players or something. And Step Links, man, we're going to take a bunch of damage here. Commander decking against the odds? Yeah, that might be hard to pull off. Thank you for the follow. Opponent cracks, they're down to 8. So how do we win? Terminus? Is Terminus the only way? Our opponent's down to 6. I guess running a Johnny's would get us there. Opponent's down to 4. We're down to 7. And a Death Shadow. Well, let's add a charge counter. Come on, Terminus! Or Polluted Delta. Yeah, Bonfire would be sweet. We're gonna get one more draw at it. So let's play Polluted Delta. Let's crack Polluted Delta. Get a... I guess it really doesn't matter. Red, we have a Blood Crypt. Let's get a red source. Let's get a Blood Crypt. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Ross, thank you for the follow. Is there any chance you can see me play during the stream? I think that'll end up happening. Opponent goes for the swing. Well, Angel's Grace will keep us alive at 1. Hope our opponent doesn't have a bolt. Put a charge counter. Come on, Bonfire! Bonfire! Ugh. Alright. It's a Ghost Quarter. So we'll do one more like this, and then we're gonna try to get this down to a reasonable size. For against odds, commander against odds would be just like commander. I'd never play my commander. Yeah, that wasn't particularly close, but alright, one more, and then we're going to one more, and then we're gonna get it down to 60 cards and try it like that. So we'll play first. Alright. One more land gets us to Coalition Relic, which might get us to our Planeswalkers. Yeah, Ghost Quarter, Bonfire, kind of sound the same. Got to trim down to 70. Oh, this deck. Siege Rhino Master 87. Thank you for the follow. I don't know how our how the original builder of this deck performed well with it. Oh, that was a deck I was working on for that was a deck I was working for Budget Magic, but it didn't actually work out the way I was hoping. Could your opponent see you as an opponent and check the stream seeing your hand? Yes, that is very much something that could happen. Hopefully it does not happen, but, well, we're going to take Ether Vial. Thanks for the follow, Swiftflame. The sec is LOL, but sad LOL, wasting, yeah, well, it was voted on. It was the will of the people that we play this deck. So, that's where we're at. But, we're going down, after this match, win or lose, we're going down to 60 cards. Oh, actually, we lost that last one. So, we're one in one now. I gotta update. Did we draw land? I'm not looking. Sudden Shock. Fair enough. Well, let's Thoughtseize. The deck is sweet. Not is double Thought Knot. I guess we just take Thalia and hope our opponent whiffs on lands for a bit. So these ones are from the Instant Deck Tech series on YouTube. People vote on them by commenting and liking. Ghost Quarter. Let's draw a land. Alright. Land. Arid Mesa, cracked. Get a black, red. I guess it doesn't matter. Get a Plains Coalition Relic. And now we're actually a land away from Chandra, and then we just win? Yeah, the Red Devotion deck was sweet. I like the looks of that one. It's a confusing deck. So let's add a charge counter. Hope we draw land and slam Chandra. Woo! Now we win! Well, we won because we were able to Inquisition that turn 1 Ether Vial. If our opponent had Ether Vial, they likely would have won. But now I think it's just over. Oh, the decks that are added to the list, I just choose the most interesting decks that come along. the Goldfish site, also other places, over the course of a week, and make the instant deck text out of them. So that's where they originally come from. Coolius, thank you for the follow. The gauntlets, I think you can break even if you go 2-1. I think. I would have to look at the payouts again. Coalition Relic, alright. How do we want to do this? Well, let's just pump up Chandra. Attack our opponent. If they block with Thought Knot, we can Sudden Shock. And then Sacred Foundry tapped, pass the turn. Payouts are 90, 60, 20, 0. And yeah, that's what I thought. So you're not going to come out ahead very often playing the gauntlets. But you're not going to lose much either. It's like we opened a sealed pool of Modern Masters and built an 87 card deck, then brought it to an actual Modern tournament. That is very much what this is like. Then we would have given our opponent white mana, so I don't think that Ghost Quartering there does all that much. Let's get a charge counter. At least we get to redraw with Chandra here into a Wrath or something. So let's add white. And then 0 Chandra. Ooh, that was good. Black, white, Sorin. And then we're going to make a vampire for blocking duty. And pass the turn. If the stream is frozen for you, just try refreshing. It looks good on my end. Boss Rush Gaming, thank you for the follow. Yeah, those were some really good draws. Can't go wrong with that. I don't think Ghost Quartering really helps. Do they draw another Thought Knot? They're going to Ghost Quarter themselves. Okay. What's my favorite deck I've done on Against the Odds? Oh. The Knowledge Pool Lock one was really fun. That one, I've liked a lot of them, but that one sticks out just because of the opponents realizing what was happening. Like when they literally can't cast spells for the rest of the game. That reaction was pretty awesome. Luke Bix, thank you for the follow. How do you like playing EDH in Modern? It's not as bad as I imagined. Mr. Hello. Hello to you. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, Hardlock Helix. That was the Knowledge Pool one. That was really sweet. Favorite deck is Eon Hub for sure. Yeah, that's a good question. What's your favorite Against the Odds deck? I would be interested in knowing that. Capolo. Thank you for the follow. They can still tap their land though, so it's not doing all that much. Opponent is going to Wasteland Strangler. This is actually okay because we can path the one that attacks the Chandra and then get more redraws next turn. Blistering Rage, Standard Land Death, 34 Rhinos. Alright. Minotaurs. Oh, Minotaurs. Shadow Flame, thank you for the follow. So our opponent yeah, so we want to path the one that's attacking Chandra. Draw a card off the Thought Knot. Our opponent gets a land, unfortunately. A Plains. We get a Terminus. Oh, talk about lucking out. We path the yes! Oh, path the thought knot, draw the terminus off the thought knot. Oh, man. And that does it. The odds of that are so slim in an 87 card deck. The odds of that are so slim. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that was sweet. Yeah. Okay. I can't believe that just happened. So we probably want Bonfire against this deck. Maybe Timely Reinforcements. That was definitely against the odds. That is true of this deck. This deck really depends on getting lucky. That's kind of the name of the game. Because good, I don't think so. Alright. We're not cutting Karn. We're playing Super Friends. We're not cutting Karn and Ugin. Oh, what's up, Deluxe82? Alright. 6 drops confirmed. Oh, I didn't build it. I didn't build the deck. It's not my fault. We're just testing it out. So let's draw some ramp. Needle Spires go. 105 lands in Battle of Wits. We do have all our colors. Thalia slows us down a smidge. Let's Arid Mesa. Let's just crack it so we don't get hit by a Mind Sensor or something. And get a white, white, black, black, red, red. Yeah, we'll get a Smoldering Marsh. Why not? Yes, me and Jank get along pretty well. Kristinella, thank you for the follow. Yeah, the Miracle border is pretty sweet. They made this special border so you would know that you drew a Miracle easily. There's the Thought Knot. I'm not just trolling you. This deck won, well, didn't win. It top 8'd an IQ. An 8-player IQ, I'm sure, but takes a Bonfire. Probably a good choice. So we want Paths and Wraths. Alright, let's crack Bloodstained Mire. Get a Sacred Foundry. I think they were worried about us killing Thalia and then being able to start playing Planeswalkers. Does this deck auto lose to burn? Yes. I am sure this auto loses to burn. Yes, this opener's a little expensive. Evade Nation, thanks for the follow. On the high end, curve-wise. That is for sure. Flicker Wisp on Thought Knot, I assume. Alright. Draw something good, Thought Knot. Path. Path would be good. Oh my god. Twice in the same match. Oh Lord. Oh. They still get back their Thought Knot at end of turn, but yep. Well, Terminus. Terminus, boys and girls. Oh. What are it's gotta be so tilting. We're probably still gonna lose this match, but that's gotta be so tilting for the opponent. Or let's just hit another one on our upkeep. That would be even funnier. Takes the Gideon. Alright, Godless Shrine. Oh no! Yeah, I guess that's fine. The thing is, we're probably going to have to block with our Needle Spire, potentially, to kill the Thought Knot, and then we... Unless our opponent's on blanks. And then we don't have the mana. Ooh, Blade Splicer. Come on, one more Terminus. If we get one more Terminus, I think we just win. Sorin. Yeah, after all that, we're still dead. We block here, take 6. Oh. Oh. Alright. Not enough Terminuses. Terminize. Whatever. Yeah. If we were on the play instead of the draw. So this deck is cool. Yeah, I get to troll everyone with this deck. Trolling confirmed. Ooh, alright. I like the sounds of this. Assuming we draw lands. Terminosises. Do we want to Inquisition turn 1? Yeah, we probably have to in case they have Ether Vial. Ether Vial is really good in their deck. Double Arbiter, double Blade Splicer, Shambling Vent, and Swamp. Yeah, I'll just take an Arbiter. We couldn't cast anything there. We didn't have enough mana, and we were dead on board. That was the problem. Tap land for our opponent. So if we get to our Wraths... Alright, tap land, go. Oh, I love Venser. Venser is my favorite planeswalker. Add Emrakul just to troll mill players. Sometimes it's better not to Inquisition on turn 1. There are times. Land, please? Alright, there's Bloodstained Mire. So let's Bloodstained Mire. Yeah, let's just kill that. And crack our Bloodstained Mire. Getting... What do we need double of? Red, I guess? Get a Blood Crypt? Alright. Pass the turn. Well, our Wrath should be good if we get there. Have Wizards said whether the next conspiracy will be on Magic Online? They have not said, but my guess would be no. The last one was not online. I think that Conspiracy, the mechanics, just breaks Magic Online. Ooh. Alright, Sacred Foundry tapped. Let's let our opponent play some more creatures. Hopefully they play another Blade Splicer. Yeah, this works as well. So they thought not, but then we have 2 Wraths, so we get to Wrath away our opponent's board and draw a card. I don't think it's the conspiracies themselves. I think it's like the limited stuff, like reveal when you draft this card, reveal it to everyone at the table, or oh, you can take an extra card out of this pack and put this card back in it. Like, I think those are the things that make Conspiracy not work on Magic Online. The weird drafting mechanics. We drew the path that they just took. Well, Wrath, number 1, draw a card. Sudden Shock. Well, we have the control hand. Getting down Gideon would be pretty nice. You think they stick Port in Conspiracy just to mess with Magic Online players? They'll reprint it eventually. I think they're holding it back. Possibly, oh no. This is bad news. Possibly for another Vintage Masters or another Eternal Masters. Ooh. Alright, let's just pass. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's ways to make it work, but I don't know if Wizards can make it work. Our hand looks surprisingly realistic right now. Tide Hollow Sculler. Alright. What do you take, an opponent? Can we play a Draco to reveal to Sorin? Do you think we'll see some decent Eternal reprints in Conspiracy too? Yeah, I think there'll be some, like the first one. Yeah, land destruction against odds was pretty sweet. I want to be able to cast our Gideon, is the thing. That's the reason I don't really want to spend our Ghost Quarter. Well, we just keep drawing Wrath of Gods. So, let's Wrath. Get back our Sunshock. Ether Vial ticking up. Opponent, Blade Splicer. Little do they know we drew another Wrath. And we're almost to Gideon. Come on. Alright, land. So I think we're just going to Gideon here. And then Wrath next turn. Because taking up Gideon keeps us alive for a long time. Mono, yeah. 87 card mono wrath.planeswalker.deck. Featuring Sunshock. In Modern. Opponents going after Gideon. We could also just flip a Terminus for the tilt factor. Arid Mesa. Alright, let's pump up Gideon. Play Arid Mesa. Yeah, let's just pass the turn. I don't really want to Wrath quite yet. Send triplets EDH is Wraths and Walkers. Sounds spicy. Yeah, Gideon is a good card still. They're trying to attack us. Gideon got him. Alright, let's crack Arid Mesa. Get Smoldering Marsh. Alright, they can hit Gideon this time. Come on, Terminus! Want a Terminus every game. Ooh, Chandra? What does our opponent have? Oh, they're going to put in a Thought Knot? Alright, our opponent's going to put a Thought Knot into play. They pretty much have to take Chandra, but then we just untap and Wrath. I guess they could take Wrath, but then we untap and Chandra. Alright, they take the Wrath. So... yeah. Oh, I hate wasting Chandra like this. But it's probably worthwhile. Chandra. -4. Draw a card. Coalition Relic. Alright. Pump up Gideon. This deck randomly wins sometimes. When we get lucky, mostly. But it's been better than I thought. Hey, thank you, Captain Barbosa. Enjoy your evening. See you next week. Tuesday at 7. The next stream on the schedule. Of course, keep up with the normal stuff. Rough drafts, Commander Clash, all the good stuff on the site. Whoa! Was that just Ether Vial in a Reality Smasher? That's a thing that just happened? Okay. That is a thing. Well, let's Coalition Relic. The good news is Ether Vials should be offline forever. Could you play that Mono Red Devotion deck? It looks spicy. Yeah, I think we'll probably end up playing that one eventually. What am I playing on the next stream? I haven't decided that yet. Yeah, Commander Clash was sweet. Thalia... Alright, isn't super relevant. Opponent's going to go attacking. Well, we got a Path. The Reality Smasher. Discard Bloodstained Mire. Take 2. So we have probably 2 more draws. 2 more turns to draw something. And we need something good. Terminus, Ugin, those type of things. Planeswalkers. That's why we're playing this deck. Or more Coalition Relics. Well, another Coalition Relic. Pass the turn. We're getting to the end of our chances. We need to draw something this turn, or else. There's just so much variance when you have 60, 70, 87 cards that it's easy to run poorly. But it's sweet when you run good. So, what do we want here? Probably Ugin would be the sweetest, but we have quite a few things that save us. Or at least keep us alive. Land would be depressing. Another Coalition Relic. Or discard. Those are the bad ones. Sorin is not the Planeswalker that keeps us alive. Alright. Well... So let's see if we can fix this deck a little bit. So open to suggestions for trimming this down. This monstrosity. Yeah, it was close. Yeah, no, I didn't build it. But no Liliana, no Nahiri. So how do we make this deck actually good? We need to cut 12 cards from the main deck. Yeah, Juddy Offshot, shoot an Aurora, that seems good. Alright, we can cut the oaths. I don't like the oaths. Welcome back. Way to beat me down, 595. We might need Sudden Shock against Infact? I think? I don't know. We have 8 Wraths. Do we really need 8 Wraths? Cut a Thoughtseize. Alright. I don't really like Sorin, Solemn Visitor, in this deck. If we're going to cut some Planeswalkers. I kind of want to keep the more expensive ones just for flavor reasons. We can go down to 1 Karn. We can probably cut a couple lands. Why is there an Urborg in this deck? What do we possibly need Urborg for? Alright, we'll get rid of Urborg. Get rid of... Godless Shrine, Arid Mesa, Blood Crypt. Sacred Foundry. I guess we can just go down some of the duels. So that's 26 lands. We still gotta cut a couple more cards. 2 more cards. I don't know about adding. Maybe we add things. So cut some Wraths. Cut a couple Terminus. Something like that. And then fix our basics. Alright, Sunflower Plains. That'll improve our win rate. Swamps. What do we got for swamps in here? That one's not bad. And then mountain. And there we go. Alright, this seems... One less coalition relic. More miracle cards. Can we play Blood Moon? Blood Moon would be sweet, I think. I'll play Blood Moon in just about anything. Oh, can we Blood Moon? Why not? Come on. Let me try. We got Coalition Relic and some basics. I think we gotta try Blood Moon. I think the lack of Blood Moon is the biggest problem we have. And we'll go down the other 2, Terminus. And 1 Coalition Relic and 1 Sudden Shock. Moonwalker. It is Moonwalkers. And then in the sideboard, Defense Grid, Shatterstorm, lots of Artifact hate. Leyline of Sanctity. Angel's Grace is pretty awkward. Yeah, I'll add in a couple more basics. And maybe some Simian Spirit Guides. And Chalice of the Voids. So... add in another swamp. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's try a game like this. I think this will work much better. Anything with Blood Moon is bound to win. Yeah. Mardu Super Friends, take 2. Can this deck play Reaper King? Maybe? We'd have to rework the mana base a little bit, but it's possible. Alright. Oh, we have a Blood Moon, but only 1 land. So we got a mulligan. Ooh, Thoughtseize and Blood Moon? How? And Chandra on top. I think this is auto win. Scalding Tarn cracks it. Oh, basic island. What are you doing, opponent? Godless Shrine, untapped. Thoughtseize. Oh, our opponent's also playing Blood Moon. I guess we just take Serum Visions? I guess. Well, we have the coalition relics. Unfortunately, our opponent has ancestral vision, and we do not. Arid Mesa, go. Opponent did not draw land. Well, let's crack this. Get a basic something. Planes. Let's just Needle Spires, pass the turn. Blood Moon doesn't do a whole lot right now. Unfortunately, your opponent's going to draw a bunch from this Ancestral Visions. They draw a Mountain. They play a Blood Moon. Blood Crypt. And we play a Blood Moon. Take that, opponent. Yeah, this wasn't really the matchup we were hoping for as far as our Blood Moons go. Plains? Sacred Foundry. The problem is our opponent probably has counters now, and we really don't want our Chandra to get countered. We are playing Chandra in Modern. Electrolyze, draws a card. Yeah, their deck is probably better at Blood Mooning than ours. Swamp, and let's give it a shot. They can't Cryptic, but they can Remand. Can you counter it? You drew 1,000,000 cards. Whoa! Alright. Let's draw. Well, our mana troubles are over, but we didn't draw much action. Hopefully, they can probably just burn down our Chandra. Snapcaster, 4 Electrolyze. So we're going to need to draw more Planeswalkers. There's Electrolyze. Hits Chandra. So Chandra's down. Our drawing didn't actually do a whole lot for us. Steam Vents, tapped. Kills Chandra. Come on, Planeswalkers. Ugh, Arid Mesa. Alright, let's Inquisition. See what's in our opponent's hand. Ghost Quarter is... Yes, Ghost Quarter can't be used because of Blood Moon. Lightning Bolt. Snapcaster. Well, now we're pretty dead. Yeah, we're pretty much dead here. Ugh. Do we really want Relic in this deck? Well, if we're ever going to cast Ugin, then yeah. We do need it. I think. We're probably dead to a burn spell. Down to 3. Did you draw a burn spell? Dark Dwellers. Actually doesn't just kill us? Moto always automatically resizes for some reason. I don't know why it does that. It'll be fixed in a second. Flashes back Ancestral for free. Well, technically we're drawing live to like an Ugin or something. Or a Bloodstained Mire. Yikes. Okay. Well, Rest in Peace seems pretty good. Defense Grid, Leyline of Sanctity. Maybe even Graph Digger's Cage. And then, since our opponent's a Blood Moon deck, we're going to go down Blood Moons. And maybe a Wrath? Yeah, we trimmed it down a bit. Apparently not all the way to 60, though. It looks like we still have 61. Yeah, Nahiri could be a good inclusion. Or... Nahiri... Liliana. I thought we were at 60, but apparently we were not at 60. Apparently we're still at 61. Dinotron, what's up? Zerno, thank you for the follow. We'll play first. Alright, we got Rest in Peace, that's good. Change Blood Moons to Nahiris. Alright, Godless Shrine, go. Yeah, we're getting closer. Cut 11 whole cards from the deck. Serum Visions for our opponent. I don't know if this deck is actually good anyway, but I think it's better now than it was. We cut the Blood Moons. Sulfur Falls. Ooh. Alright, Arid Mesa, go. Leyline of Sanctity would be another good one to resolve. Just runs a Snapcaster out. Gets in with Snapcaster. Alright, let's get a Plains. Ooh, Coalition Relic. Yeah, let's try Coalition Relic. Resolves. Needle Spires, go. Yeah, Lingering Souls and Leeching Bolts. Bolts are good options. Yes, yes. Click. Gonna take our Ajani, probably. Well, they drew us into a Wrath. If they don't have a counter, it'll be good. Are they gonna Blood Moon? Thought Scour. We lose lands that we did not want to draw. Gets in 4/5. Alright, down to 12. Let's add a charge counter. Add white. Yeah, let's Wrath of God. Negate. Aye. Alright, Shambling Vent, go. Vision suspended. Man, our opponent's got to have so many counters if they're not playing any lands. Add a counter. We draw land. Leyline. Pass the turn. Yeah, we're pretty dead. We just haven't really drawn anything. Well, we can try to block with Shambling Vent, but probably unlikely to work. Yep, there's a bolt. Down to 2, and another land. Ooh. The Great Flood. Alright, let's try it one more time. One more shot. I don't think Mardu Superfriends is necessarily a good deck anyway, even when you're playing the proper number of cards. But might as well give it a fair shot. We would have played 5 matches. Might have to do one more. 1 or 2 more. Nahiri Emrakul, yeah, everyone's playing that though. Does it cost to play in constructed tourneys? It does, yeah. It's 2 event tickets, basically the equivalent of $2 or 20 play points. Yeah, we'll close out after this match. We'll close out the stream with a game of Momir. So if you want to battle me in a game of Momir to close out the stream, get ready, because after this match it will be Momir battle time. Deck would probably be less bad if it ran more actual good cards instead of a bunch of overcosted planeswalkers. That's true. I don't think we have the spell version of Momir anymore. I think they removed it, but I haven't played it. What are your thoughts on a good deck to run at a modern WMCQ? Well, it seems like the Jeskai Nahiri deck has been pretty popular. I would probably play something like that. But there's a lot of good options in the format. There's actually a rough drafts coming out tonight. I don't know if I have any great tips. Try to take advantage of tribal synergies, I guess. Ghosting in Momir isn't especially relevant. Alright. One more shot for our Super Friend deck. We'll keep this. No black mana, but we have Coalition Relic. Ugh, Affinity. Alright. Oh, that's another Chandra. Another Chandra isn't exactly what we were hoping for. Whoa! Oh, our opponent has 60 cards. I thought maybe they were on the deck too. TS89. Thank you for the follow. Momir automatically resize, or Moto automatically resizes for some reason. I don't know why it does that. It resizes the chat every game. Yeah, I got the Sunflower Plains. They took a Blood Moon, we drew a Blood Moon, but we don't have the mana to cast it. Oh, I'm not going to play Affinity. Affinity is not my style of deck. Frank, thank you for the follow. Cracks Arid Mesa. Peblo Cole, thank you for the follow. What's our opponent have? Kitchen Finks. Come on, land! Dark Confidant. Yeah, it's going to be hard to win with no lands. Opponent passes. We keep drawing Coalition Relics. The Sunflower Plains aren't ridiculously expensive on Magic Online. Thoughtseize. Yeah, I think we're pretty dead. I guess if we can Coalition Relic into Chandra, we might have a chance. But that's about our best possibility. I still don't think this is going to be fast enough, though. GS, thank you for the follow. Lightning Bolt. Well, I mean, we're essentially dead, but I won't scoop yet. Well, thanks, Maverick. Yeah, now we're dead. Helix means we're dead. Well, that went horribly. Oh, awesome. Yeah, the Restore Balance deck is pretty sweet. That's a fun deck. So maybe this deck is just really bad. I was hoping if we stored up mana with the relic, we could draw a land and be able to Chandra. I think that was our main out to winning that game. But opponent revealed a Lightning Helix to the Bob. That's why I scooped. They revealed Lightning Helix to Dark Confidant, so the creatures on board plus Lightning Helix was lethal. Favorite token is definitely the Surf token from Magic Online, the original. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, this deck is just not very good. I have played Displacer combo. I built a Displacer combo deck before it was a tier 1 deck. That was the first budget Magic after Eldrazi Displacer released, was Displacer combo. So I have played versions of it, yeah. It's cool. I really like the combo. I also like just value Displacer decks. Just blinking Reflector Mages and so forth is pretty sweet. What are we bringing in this matchup? If we stick a Blood Moon, we're probably in good shape. Have I tried Battle of Wits? We played Battle of Wits in Legacy for Against the Odds. It would be a cool one to do in Modern at some point. Path, Timely, and Lands. Alright, that just means we have lots of Planeswalkers to draw into. Drexord, thank you for the follow. Bloodstainmire, go. Yeah, the new Surf tokens are okay. I don't like them as much as the old ones, but they're okay. Let's get a Swamp. Arid Mesa, go. Opponent passes. Alright, let's get a Plains. Come on, Blood Moon. Yeah, Thoughtseize is fine. Thoughtseize our opponent. Bolt, Lingering Souls, double Nahiri. Yikes. Well, I guess we'll take a Nahiri. John, thank you for the follow. What about Against Odds pre-sideboard for one matchup? Pre-sideboard. Like sideboard ahead of time? That could be interesting. The Sunshock was in the deck originally. I'm assuming it's because it's helpful against Infect, and this deck would have a really hard time against Infect. But that's the main reason it is in there. I still don't know. I don't think it's necessarily better than Bolt still, but Dark Confidant. Man, we would love to draw Blood Moon here. Can't get a Plains. I guess we get Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Well, Timely Reinforcements. Duncan, thank you for the follow. Against odds with 4 Hallowed Moonlight main. We got wrecked by Hallowed Moonlight. Playing on stream a couple days ago. Playing the mono blue control deck. Anguished Unmaking? Really? In Modern? Okay. Broken Harbinger, thank you for the follow. Another tap land. And Lingering Souls. Will we ever draw a Planeswalker? That's another question. Yeah, let's just get a Swamp in case we draw Blood Moon. Oh, punished. We only have... I guess we can get a Mountain with our Path. So let's... Sunshock the Dark Confidant. Godless Shrine. Tapped. Do a little bit of attacking. Yeah, there hasn't been too many friends. Pass the turn. Did you get the werewolf list, deck list for Much Brew About Nothing? Yes, I did. Thank you. Tornado Storm. I'll definitely look it over. There's the Nahiri. This is actually okay. Because they Nahiri. We have not done Doubling Season yet. Is it? Thank you for the follow. Pitches Emrakul. We are going to path our soldier token. Get a mountain. And now we can Chandra to kill Nahiri. Ooh, and Inquisition. Oh, that's not bad. So Inquisition, take Anguished Unmaking, Swamp, and Chandra to get up and kill Nahiri. The downside is our opponent can still kill Chandra if they use Shambling Vent plus Lightning Bolt. This deck is definitely not ideal. Laboratory Maniac has showed up in decks, but we haven't had an official Laboratory Maniac against odds. Cracks Arid Mesa. Here comes Shambling Vent. Yeah, they're going to kill Chandra here. And then bolt it to finish it off. When you play Momir, you should make a 0-drop for Ornithopter, a 2-drop. Try to Affinity. Alright, Ghost Quarter, go. No, we're playing the same deck, but we trimmed it down to 61 cards. Almost all the way to 60. Force Fruition against the odds. I will consider putting that on the poll. I think that would be a cool one. Lab Maniac Thought Lash, yeah. What do we think about Day? I'm not 100% sure what you mean, is it? By Day. Against the odds, Pauper and Momir. Momir is unique. Oh my goodness. Pass the turn. It is very random. Oh, Days Undoing in the Aurora deck. It could be good. I haven't tested it, but just thinking about it now for the first time, I could see that potentially being good. Here comes the Shambling Vents. Yeah, I was thinking Day of Judgment at first, but Night's where it's at. Double shambling vents. Alright. Well, we'll wait for them to attack. Pauper in Momir. Momir in Modern. Momir in Prismatic. With a Legacy sideboard. And Vintage ban list. Okay, this deck is just bad. We did do Helix Pinnacle against odds. That's actually one of my favorite against odds. The Hardlock Helix deck. Nice! Vamp Tutor and Foil Strix. That's a good pack. CSL probably starts in about 10 minutes? 9 minutes? Junmi, thank you for the follow. Yeah, if you haven't, give a follow. That would be sweet. Alright. I'm officially sick of this deck. We can't win. Yikes. I think we punted by taking down the Chandra the turn we brought it in to kill the souls. That's not what happened, Stu. We played Chandra and pumped it so we could kill a Nahiri that was on 6, but then our opponent had Shambling Vents plus Bolt to finish it off. Never buy cheap Chinese food. That's good advice. Yeah, creature lands are very good against planeswalkers. See you, Tobiscus fan. What's up, Stratic MTG? Alright, so I'm going to grab a drink real quick. If you want to play Momir, get your deck ready and send me a challenge. In about 1 minute, we will run through a Momir match to close out the stream tonight. Alright, Momir time, got the challenge, back LEG. So let's Momir it up. So, if you're not familiar with Momir, kind of like the Magic version of Hearthstone, lots of randomness, and of course Moto resized again. So we'll keep Burn and Legacy to relax. Yeah, Momir is not good for paper. Swamp Goo. When am I making the Time Civ deck? Someday. Someday I will make the Time Civ deck. I still have to do that, don't I? Alright. Let's make a 2-drop. 2-drop is Cephalid Snitch. Sacrifice it. Target creature loses pro black until end of turn. That is very unlikely to be relevant. Moto. Moto does what Moto wants. Toll Collector. Alright, that'll be good if our opponent hits an equipment that is also a creature. I don't know if any of those exist. I don't think so. Big Game Hunter. Oh, would have been so good late in the game. Momir is fun. It's really cheap to get into. You pretty much spend $10 on your Momir avatar, and it is very random. A Rubble Belt Maka. Discard it. Okay, so it's just a hill giant. Alright, 4-drop says Toonbrood Nephilim. When it deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 sand creature token into the battlefield for each land you control. It's going to be hard to get in combat damage with that. So you tap your lands and you play a land which becomes... So the Momir avatar, you pay X and discard a card, which is always a land since your entire deck is land. And then you get a random creature of that converted mana cost. But you can only do it once each turn. And each player starts at 24 life. So the format is very random. All creatures. Serpentine Kavu. Alright, 4/4. We're never going to get in with this Toonbrood Nephilim. We're probably just going to trade it off, actually. There's no way we ever get in combat damage with it. So let's just trade it off. Swamp. And... pitch the island. Oh! What do we get? Oh, Roiling Horror. How do I get a card to come up? Oh, it's a suspend creature. Okay. So we just whiffed. We played a Roiling Horror randomly, and it instantly died. That is not what we were hoping for. Probably better in non-Momir situations. Yeah, that's pretty bad. And Mirror Golem, when it enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard. Alright. Well, it's going to be hard to achieve Threshold now. Not that that's especially relevant. Opponent's going to get in for 4. We really need to hit something good at some point. It has been... We've hit bad things at every point on the curve. Ooh! Interesting. Well then, this is going to be quite the game of Momir. Oh! Does our opponent make a 1-drop? They do. It is Shieldmate. Sack it, target creature gets +4/+0. Alright. Do we just give up our Realm Razor? Our opponent didn't even attack? Alright, so... Forest, go. Our opponent's stuck on 2-drops forever. Oh yeah, the Realm Razor deck was sweet too. Yeah, Shieldmate does have a solid mustache. Oh, Serpentine Kavu. Yeah, best mustache on the battlefield at present. Opponent's going to do some attacking. We probably just have to block, unfortunately. Ugh. Yeah. Alright. Sky Swallower? Okay, they sack it, keep it alive. We get our lands back, so we get the first shot at an 8-drop, which is good. Is our opponent going to make an 8-drop? They do. Wisp Stitch Zombie. Beginning of your upkeep, sack it unless you pay a black. Yikes. That's not good. Well, you gotta play a planes, I guess, unfortunately. And 8-drop is... Ooh. Man, Threshold is relevant. And we're not gonna have it for an extra turn because our opponent hit this Mirror Golem. Who would have thought Mirror Golem would actually have done something in Momir? Yeah, I've still never hit Phage. Ooh, Pestilence Demon? Yikes. Pestilence Demon is pretty big. And... yeah. Liege of the Pit. Not great. If our opponent just starts activating Pestilence Demon, what happens? Do we just lose to Pestilence Demon? Eh, they're not going to go that route. Verdant Force. I don't think we have time to go to 11 drops. So our opponent gets a 1/1. We have to sack a Big Game Hunter. Hope we hit something good. At least this turns on Threshold, which is something. Ooh. That was good. Now we might actually win. Ashen Rider is insane. Yeah? Oh, that was a good hit. Yeah, if you're going to play in paper, you pretty much just have to sort cards by converted mana cost. And just shuffle them up and do it randomly. Our Silver Seraph gives everything +2/+2 as long as we have Threshold. So Silver Seraph is pumping up everything. And our opponent gets Ghoul Tree. So yeah, we're just going to win in the air. Chump. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what we do. Opponent goes on the big attack. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then we lost. That was very unclutch. Somehow it skipped through the blocking phase. Okay. I don't know what happened. I guess I somehow skipped through our declare block step. Yeah, it was bad. I mean, all we had to do was block. Alright, Carol. I will try to do that when I get a second. So we're going to make a 2-drop here. Got to redeem ourselves from whatever happened. 0/1 flyer, pay 2, gets +1/+1 and sack at the next end step. Oh my gosh. And our opponent gets Steadfast Guard, 2/2 Vigilance. We'll definitely make a 7-drop when we get there. I don't think I'll stay at 7 to try to hit Phage, but Ether Membrane. Ugh. That's also pretty good. Gets rid of a big flyer. Alright, and then 4-drop, Pitch an Island. Carnage Gladiator. Whenever it blocks, whenever a creature blocks, that creature's controller loses a life. Jeez. Red Creature Lord. Yeah, that wall is pretty solid for a 3-drop. These are Masters Edition lands, actually. This is Mirage. So Mirage and Masters Edition. Well, we take 2 here. Let's hit something good. I'd settle for a Baneslayer. Baneslayer would be solid. Or Ambush Party. First strike haste. But it can't attack because of that huge wall. Yeah, that wall keeps getting bigger. If you get up to 8 lands or somewhere around higher, is it better to keep making 8s or what? So usually it's better to keep making 8s until you get to like 12 and then 15. That's my technique. Also, if you get very far ahead, it's sometimes better to shift to making 9s. 9s are worse in general, but you don't have very many bad things that can happen to you. At 8, there's things that'll just like wrath your entire board and do some pretty bad things. But 9 doesn't have anything like that. Do I confirm time civ.deck? It's got to happen eventually. That's true. So I confirm that it will happen eventually. I'm not confirming it's going to happen like right this second. That's a whiff. That's going to die in its own. Foil Odyssey lands. I do like basketball, but I did not get a chance to catch the game last night. I watched the game before that, game 2, but I did not see the one last night. I was recording Commander Clash for the beginning of it, and then I kind of forgot about it. 7-drop. Phage? Ancient Ooze. Ooh, Ancient Ooze is huge. Power and toughness equal to all other creatures you control? Yes, 8-drop has higher upside and is more powerful in general, but 9 also has more downside. There's some things that balance your entire board or just do some pretty bad things. 9 drops, the upside is very limited. There's a few really good ones, but the upside is limited, but the downside is pretty much non-existent. There's nothing that's going to make you lose from a winning position at 9. Kravik the Merciless. Okay. Not very good. 13 drops. Are there even 13 drops? Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. Do we get to know the theme of Commander Clash this week? The upcoming command... Oh, no! Platinum... This is going to be an interesting game. The next Commander Clash is another one of the time period weeks. So this is going to be sets from Urza's block up through the start of Modern. So we stopped right before Modern started. So only cards from those sets were legal. So that is the theme. We did one for the very early years a while ago, and it was pretty underpowered. But we wanted to try that again, and then probably eventually we'll do more modern sets as well. Opponent, 8/4 trample. So right now their only threat is the 6/6 dragon, but we don't really have a good answer for it. And they have a Platinum Empyrean. Razorfield Thresher. Oh. Do you know when spoilers for Eldritch Moon start? They start the 20th, I believe. So not this Monday, but the following Monday. Oh, Lord. Breaker of Armies? So we got to hit removal this turn. Our opponent's life total can't change, so hitting with the 30/30 doesn't actually do anything. Alright, we have to hit a bounce spell here. Or like our own Platinum Empyrean or something. That doesn't even work. Oh, man! We hit the worst 8 drops. Chorus of the Conclave is bad. Razorfield Thresher is horrible. And then Legionnaire is one of the all-time worst. That's true. The wall also stops it. Well... Alright, we got time for one more game of Momir, so this is your chance. If you want to play a match, send me a challenge. One more game of Momir to close out the stream tonight, because that one went pretty quick. The problem with going after low drops is there's just so many of them. There's so much variance. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of them. Highest CMC is Draco at 16. Okay. So I guess you could go up to 16 and just guarantee that you hit Draco every time. Yeah, 15 is good because you... Mirkin! Alright. 16 is good, or 15 is good because you have a 1 in 3 shot, I believe, of hitting Emrakul. We were dead. We were getting hit. Why were we dead? I don't remember what it was. What was the last creature our opponent got? No, we switched the schedule on Thursdays. What's up, Siri? To go from 6 till like 8:30 or 9 instead of 7 till 9:30 or 10 because of the Community Super League. So we didn't want to run directly up against Community Super League for as long as we were. Alright, well, let's dash. So that's and at least until Community Super League ends. That's our new schedule. I think we updated it, hopefully. I think. Oh, it's not updated. I'll change it on the schedule. I thought we had updated it on the schedule, but we did not. So Thursdays until CSL ends is going to be like 6 till 8:30 or 9 rather than starting at 7 and going an hour later. Just so we're not competing with them directly. Or at least for as long. We still, I mean, they've started now, but I just don't want to go up against them the whole time. Oh my goodness. Spiny Starfish. Pay a blue, regenerate. Beginning of your end step, if it regenerated, you get a 0/1 Starfish. For each time it regenerated? Is that what? For each time? Alright. That is a weird card. Ugh, Pro-White Wildfire Emissary. Well, Mountain. And let's pitch to the Ugly Swamp. Pendril Drake. Alright. It's an evasive clock. Spiny Starfish is such an odd card. Yeah, no islands yet. Trample. If you have 8 power, it gets first strike. I don't know if there's enough Starfish to make Starfish tribal. Maybe there is. Alright, Mountain, and 5-drop is Panther Warrior, 6/3, vanilla. Are those panthers running around on their feet? They are. Okay. What do you think about mono green version of the Red Devotion list posted today? I've seen Red Devotion or Green Devotion decks in Modern. They can be pretty good. They're definitely not tier 1, but they can win games. Ooh. Flash Reach. 2 damage to each creature with flying in each player. Alright. Opponent's going to get in with their big first striker, get in with their sulker. I guess we just got to take our beats. Hope we finally hit something good. Pitch to the plains. Get... not great. Could you play a deck with Days Undoing and Brain in the Jar? So we've played Brain in the Jar. We've played Days Undoing, but we haven't played them together. They could be sweet, though. Yu-Gi-Oh! All-Star Panther Warrior? Is that a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card? I do not know my Yu-Gi-Oh! Shoal, thank you for the follow. Opponent goes attacking. Man, we still don't have great blocks, do we? I guess we just trade both of these for the Cloud Thresher. So we gain a little bit back with lifelink. I believe so. I think if you made a 13 drop, you would just get nothing. I've never actually tried it, but I'm pretty sure that's what would happen. Alright, we'll play the island now, just in case. Actually, let's play island. Let's play island and make a 6 drop. And leave up Spiny Starfish activation. Flying Shroud. Okay. I guess we can get in for 2. Cons block. Best block. It counts as decent. Brant, thank you for the follow. So our opponent gets the first 8 drop, and it is Colossus of Akros. That thing is really good once it goes monstrous. Ooh, we're gonna get 2 Spiny Starfish. Yes! I want to see what the Starfish token looks like. I gotta see this. Come on, Starfish. Alright. Yeah, I guess that's a Starfish. Well, hopefully we get a good 8 drop. Being here on step, you gain 3 life. It's untapped, otherwise your opponent loses 3 life. Yeah, this does look like a deck I would draft. Oh, Baron Senger. It is a big flyer. Opponent passes. We get another 8 drop. Well, there goes everything. So, reset button. Not bad, because if our opponent ever just went up to... Whoa! I'm surprised they did not make a drop there. That is quite the strategy. I would want to be making 8 drops. That was pretty decent because we would have lost to that Colossus eventually. If you ever get that and you're not super far behind, if you just pump that up into a 20/20 indestructible, that is pretty hard to lose. I think our opponent wanted to make 9 drops. That's the problem with 9 drops, is you get things like Bringers, which are just not good. 8 drops, you get things like Guardian of Vitugazi, also not good, but yeah, so the rough draft's coming out. Maybe not blue-black for once. Opponent 9 drop says alright. The Unspeakable is not the worst here. It's not great, but it does hold down the fort for a turn. And we get a 3/5 for 8. Yikes. I don't know about the 9 drop plan. Demon at Deathgate is pretty big. Luckily our opponent can't attack though, or they lose. Not yet, at least. We're kind of getting far behind. Their 9 drops are beating our 8 drops like crazy. Alright, Reaver Demon is big. Rough drafts should be coming out tonight, Muncher. Yep. Yeah, and it's not blue-black for once. Bluebringer. Bluebringer is not the worst, I guess. Drawing cards is kind of helpful. It will mean they get to Emrakul eventually. Symbiotic Worm is actually pretty good. We might as well attack with our Death Touch, dude. Symbiotic Word means we can go wide and probably win that way. Bringer draws our opponent 2 cards. No, not green-white tokens. We're in Lorwyn, Morningtide. I don't think it's over yet. Ugh. Spawnsire's kind of annoying. I still think we can win, though. Terastodon. Like, Terastodon should mean we can win, I think. If we just blow up our own lands. And that does it. Nah, I probably wouldn't have scooped. I probably would have made a 8-drop and tried to win, but... Did you actually do a tribal synergy? Yes, our deck is actually pretty tribal. Is Eternal Masters going to be draftable on Magic Online? Indeed it is. Have to wait a couple weeks. I think it starts... Maybe it starts next week. But it starts a little bit later than it releases in paper. But not super long. What's up, Million Little? Yeah, Starfish are gone. I did. I avoided blue-black. Oh, I will definitely draft Eternal Masters. For sure. 4 rough drafts and also on stream. I'm really excited for it. We're just closing things out with a game of Momir today. A viewer battle. We're going to pitch the Forest since they have a Forest Walker. Good old Flash Bear. Ashcoat. They're going to print ports for Moto. I wish they put them in this set. Spell Stutter. But I think they're holding them back for something. I don't know what exactly, but something. So Mountain and 3-drop is Molten Ravager. 0/4, you can Fire Breathe it. Opponent's going to trade off their Forest Walker. Yeah, it's fine. Is there a Bear Lord? I don't believe so. There's like Adaptive Automaton or whatever. Yeah, the Aurora deck will go back down. Or on emotion. Okay, that's what it is. Oh god. Well, this is going to be interesting. Oh. Poor isn't vintage, but it was just Eternal Masters, so it could be printed. Well, this is going to be a long one. Opponent gets in 4-1. It's going to be all about who hits a good 8-drop. Like, if someone hits an evasive 8-drop. So let's see. If we make a 4-drop, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we can make an 8-drop. Come on, evasive creature. Disciple. Alright. Make your opponent discard. I don't know what we do. Thing is, if you go up to 15 and then you whiff, you're so far behind. Hokuri is bad for both of us. It's just going to make this a really awkward game. Like, it's definitely possible at this point we lose to Spell Stutter Sprite. Yeah, making our opponent discard isn't the worst. They don't even attack. Alright, untap a land, play a land, pass the turn. Yeah, I guess a 9/14 Trampler might be good enough. Try for Emrakul. Alright, opponent's back on the beatdown plan. The Corey against the odds in Modern. I could picture that. I'm a big fan of Winter Orb, so I could see myself doing that. It sets us back if our plan's to get to Emrakul, which I'm not sure that's our plan. Our opponent's going for it. I guess it depends on what our opponent gets here. It's probably going to necessitate us that we do something. Oh, Scourge. Yeah. I don't think making a 0 is worth it. I guess we can make a 0 once. Our opponent wants us to kill it now. Alright. Let's kill it. I'm tired of this. Alright, we're back to it. There are 11 0 drops, I believe, and one of them is good, Dryad Arbor. The rest of them are all pretty bad. Oh, no! Oh. Scornful Egotist. No! Ugh. Well, our opponent's getting bombs, and we got the worst 8 drop in the game. Oh. Yeah, it's... Alright, we gotta hit a bounce creature, or it's game over. We gotta hit something really good. Yup. Good old 8 mana 1/1. Printed specifically to make Momir miserable. Phage is 7. Alright, that does it. Yikes. I'm not even going to try. Borborgamos? I don't think I pronounced it correctly, but... Alright, on to game 3. Yeah, Scornful Egotist is pretty bad. This one's for all the Momir marbles. We're going to keep. Usually a good idea. Mountain go. Borborigmos. Alright. That makes sense. Gotta make sure I know how to say it in case I ever run into a rules lawyer while I'm playing Pithing Needle. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you pay 3, put a 1/3 red elemental creature with trample and haste on the battlefield, exile at the beginning of the next end step. Ooh, Containment Priest? Whoa! Whoa! Oh, non-token. Thank God. I was gonna say... What? Is that just game over in Momir? If Containment Priest exiled tokens? Whew! Oh, did I say 1/3? Yeah, it's a 3/1. Oh, thank God. We would have just sat here until we timed out. Has protection from black twice for some reason. Not gonna keep making these tramplers. Yeah, I guess we could have won just by making the token from that thing. When it deals combat damage to a creature destroyed at the end of combat. Serpentine Basilisk. Blood Moon isn't that much of a headache, is it? Cyclops of One Eye Pass. Now Swamp. This trigger is getting annoying. 5-drop is Cirque Field Marshal, Pro Red, tap 5 goblins, deal 10 damage to a creature or player. Well, I guess we could keep making 5-drops and try to hit more goblins. Lead Golem, 3/5. Whenever it attacks, it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Well, we're both hitting some really bad cards this game. Only 9 more goblins. Actually, we need 5, I think, right? Ooh, Drowner of Hope is good. I like Drowner of Hope. Yeah, we need 5 goblins. So Drowner ramps us to 8 next turn, or we save it to tap things down. Any chance you'll be playing the Mardu deck again? I'm interested in saving the Goyfs and already have Lils and want to use them. The Mardu deck didn't have Goyfs or Lilianas, actually. Oh, you just wanted to see the Planeswalker version? I don't think I'm going to be able to play it again tonight. I think this is going to be our last game of the night. But possibly at some point. Let's just make an 8-drop. 8 is where it's at. We still get to keep a Scion. And, ooh, there we go. Akruma Angel Fury is pretty good. Yeah, sorry, Cubs fan.
You know, Chip, I can access my...
Opponent gets Chancellor of the Spires. Yeah. Well, let's make another 8-drop. Ugh! Stonewalker, you're driving me insane. All your unnecessary triggers. Pitch the island. Ugh! Well, that's what we just got for 8. That be a Cognivore. Put our opponent down to 15. Yeah, Chancellor of the Spires is decent in EDH. Opponent gets a Soul Shifter. We are... This has flying, right? Yeah. Alright, let's make another 8. We're kind of close to winning. Maybe. We do not have the mana. Man, we've whiffed on 2 8-drops in a row. Oh. Oh man, a Chroma versus a Chroma. Yeah, our 8-drops have been, other than a Chroma, have been pretty bad. What was the finisher? Cognivore was? That's pretty sweet. Alright, let's get an 8-drop that actually stays on the battlefield. Ooh, that's a good one. Magmatic Force. Our opponent pretty much has to deal with Magmatic Force this turn. Or we got it. And do they have an answer for our Magmatic Force? Woodfall Primus only hits non-creatures. So we pulled it out. They killed our planes, which is fine. But now we just Magmatic Force. How did we miss? Oh. We didn't miss lethal. How did I miss lethal? You can't destroy Momir Vig, but I learned, and I didn't know this, is apparently if you hit like Pithing Needle type effects, you can stop it. Or you can stifle it, things like that. Actually, our opponent had another flyer, though. Our opponent had Chancellor of the Spires actually flies, but they weren't blocking with it for some reason. Anyway, so Mardu Superfriends, not super great by any means. So I don't know. Maybe there's something there, but I think it would definitely need a full rebuild, more than our just like cutting cards. Gonna need Lingering Souls, better removal, a lower curve, a whole bunch of things like that. Momir is Momir, and it was pretty fun. But anyway, I think that's everything for tonight. So if you haven't followed, that would be awesome. Don't forget you can see all the replays on the MTG Goldfish replay channel. And if you want to support the stream and the site, you can get a playmat, $19.99. We do ship worldwide. A little bit more for shipping if you're out of the North American area. But anyway, CSL is on, so if you're looking for something else to watch, go check that out. I think it's a flavor week with Ironroot Chef. Should be interesting. Rough Draft's coming out tonight. Should have Commander Clash out tomorrow night or Saturday morning, depending on when Tomer gets it edited. You never know with Tomer. He's in his Overwatch phase. So, and we'll be back Tuesday at 7 for the next stream. Anyway, thanks everyone, and I will talk to you soon.